Welcome to my channel. My name is Dee, and I'm the creator of the Magick Lab, a highly rated Etsy shop and a growing community of modern mystics. Today, I want to share a new beginning spell that I performed for myself to ring in the new year. The structure of this spell follows a similar framework to my road opening video where I discussed the 5 areas or the 5 roads of life that can be energetically cleared and prepared for new opportunities. If you're interested in watching that video, or if you'd like more context on the underlying theory behind this spell, I've linked the 5 roads discussion in the description and within this video. I started with 5 candles with about 7 hours of burn time each, and each candle was selected to represent the 5 roads of life. The material road, representing physical resources and health. The relational road, representing relationships to family, friends, community, and society. The mental road, representing your inner dialogue, your inner critic or guide. The emotional road represents your overall emotional well-being. The spiritual road represents your soul's journey and your higher self. For this spell, I also wanted to decorate my altar space with additional candles and symbols that will create a visual representation of the energy that I'm trying to tap into. This is my favorite incense burner and I use it frequently in my workings. The crown in this case acts as a symbol for the crown chakra, which is the highest chakra symbol. And then for the burning of herbs or petitions, I'll be using this small cast iron pot, and inside are fresh sage and rosemary sprigs. I always use crystals within my altar space, and I'm a really big fan of spherical crystals. These project energy equally in all directions rather than in a specific direction like a wand or a raw stone might. So for this spell, I'm placing a Lemurian crystal, a rose quartz, and a selenite sphere. My placement of these stones is intentional, and I like to think about the purpose of each candle and how each stone would work with that intention. And then here I have some directional stone tools. I have a smoky quartz spear and a chakra crystal wand, which both resonated with me today for this setup. Next, I have some petition papers that I'm going to write on. These are available in my shop, and I've included the link in the description. They're small handmade sheets of very thin paper with tiny botanical pieces embedded throughout. And I especially love working with these because they burn very quickly and very cleanly. I'm going to be inscribing my candles before I address them in ritual oils. And so for the inscriptions, I'll simply be using a wooden toothpick. I'm also going to be anointing each candle using the ritual and spell oils that I formulate for my Magick Lab shop. For the material road, I'm using money and abundance oil that I formulated to draw in opportunity. I'll be anointing my relational candle with the Aura of Venus oil, which supports attraction, harmony, and beautiful connections. I'll be applying the Psychic Amplifier oil to all of the candles, and this will be to strengthen intuition. And for my spiritual candle, I'll be using the Third Eye Opener oil. I will be dressing every candle with this road opener oil, clear obstacles. All of these oils and more I create myself, and I use them regularly in my own practice. You can find them available in my shop, linked in the description below. So continuing with accessorizing the altar, I'm adding this bolt icon because it fits with the overall energetic theme of what I want my new beginnings to be for this year, which is to call in strength, endurance, discipline, hard work, stability, and rewards. Now with everything in place, I'm ready to begin. I begin by burning a few pieces of fresh sage and rosemary in a fire-safe bowl, just to cleanse the air and the space before working. I've also lit the incense and some additional candle lights within the altar space just to establish more atmosphere. Next, I take a moment to sit quietly and I just intuitively write on a piece of petition paper for each candle. And I call in and describe the energies that I wish to invite in to each area of my life. And then I put those thoughts and those intentions to paper. I take each candle and I carefully etch a single word into the wax. And I choose a word that embodies the energy that I want to call into that area of my life. And then once that word is inscribed, I will just gently brush away any excess wax flakes, and then I return the candle to its holder. Anointing a candle is a way to physically and energetically charge the candle. Each ritual oil acts as a carrier for your intention, so when that candle is lit, it holds that energy that you've infused it with. Another way to think about it is coating candles and anointing oils. It's like embedding a physical manifestation of your intention onto the candle itself that will kind of anchor or sustain the energy throughout the ritual. And as I anoint each candle, I focus on the intention that it's supposed to hold, and I let that energy of the oil amplify the purpose of the spell. And it's really at this part of the spell where my mindset really starts to change. As the oil touches the candle, I sense the energy spreading beyond the altar. It moves outwards, it moves into the room, into the air, into my body, into the space that I occupy. And by really putting your mind into that state, it's just a way to ground the work and to create a field that supports these new opportunities and these new energies that I'm calling in. Next, I take a moment to reread each petition that I've written for each candle, and I allow myself to fully absorb those words and what their meanings are. I then fold each petition and turn it clockwise 3 times before placing it beneath the candle holder. And this motion is done intentionally. It is a traditional way to write a petition or to seal a petition. It symbolizes directing energy forward. And again, it's just a way to energetically seal your intention. Then I light the candle, which sets the intention into motion. And sometimes a single petition needs to be read more than once. I read it however many times it takes for me to truly connect with the words and feel their energy deeply within. And if for any reason there's one that it just, as I'm rereading it, it doesn't really click for me, I'll make a note which petitions take longer to resonate, because often this points to areas of resistance or aspects that might need additional focus in my work. But however long it takes for the words to really sink in and hold meaning, I will reread it as many times as I need to. Next, I take a folded petition paper and I place it in the cast iron bowl to burn. And this particular petition holds the things that I am ready to release. So anything that no longer serves my path, such as relationships or expectations of certain people that I need to let go of, old habits, unhelpful thought patterns, any unneeded energetic ties, I've written it down and I am burning it to let it go. And with that, with all candles lit, energies charging or released, I take some time to contemplate and sit in the space and just allow the candles to burn through the evening. Sometimes if I'm working with only 1 or 2 small candles, I'll let them burn to completion for however long they take, even if it's overnight. But since these candles are so large and so numerous, I let these candles burn for as long as possible and then blow them out before bed. And then I will simply just reread the petitions and relight the candles for a day 2. Day 2 was the final day of this spell, and normally I don't actively divinate through candle wax or flame behavior, but as the candles burned down one by one, there were a couple things that stood out to me. Now, my mental candle, it was the last one to remain burning, and I actually had to blow out this candle myself, that it took me 4 blows for it to actually go out. And I felt like this was really an interesting and important lesson for this spell for me. The mental road of my life serve as a huge barrier or a really powerful conduit. It can either prevent me from achieving what I need, or it can usher in what I want almost instantly. It served as a huge reminder for the inherent power that I hold simply with my everyday thoughts.